Now, four drugs companies in the United States have agreed to pay $26 billion to settle claims that they fueled an opioid addiction crisis. The deal was unveiled by a group of state attorney generals and could settle thousands of cases over the epidemic. Opioid addiction is estimated to have claimed over 1 million lives in the United States. Our business editor, Stephen Carl, is here with more. Stephen, tell us what exactly is in this deal.
It's an agreement with the country's three largest drug distributors and the manufacturer Johnson & Johnson, which will provide a major funding boost for communities that have been worst affected by this crisis. More than 3,000 cases from states, local governments, hospital groups and others have been taken against these companies. They've claimed that drug makers pushed the use of these painkillers for more than what was medically necessary, and the distributors didn't do enough to stop the flow of pills into communities. The $26 billion settlement was agreed after 2 years of negotiations. It'll see the manufacturer Johnson & Johnson paying $5 billion over 9 years, while the three distributors will pay out the rest of that $26 billion over a period of 18 years. The companies say they dispute the allegations that are made in these lawsuits, but that the money will go to providing relief to communities across the United States. That's actually part of the agreement as well, that this money will go to communities that have been affected on things like treatment programs or education on how to dispose of pills or needles. This is an attempt to avoid a repeat of what happened when states agreed a massive settlement with tobacco companies back in the 1990s, when the states were able to use that money to plug their own budgetary holes rather than necessarily tackling the crisis itself. That settlement was worth over $200 billion. The states involved in this settlement say that this will be the second biggest settlement of its kind in US history.
So what happens next with this agreement? I mean, is it ready to be rolled out?
Well, it's now up to the states to sign up to the package. They've got 30 days to do so. For the full amount to be paid out, 48 states need to sign up, as well as 98% of local governments that are directly affected by this. There are divisions, though, between the states about how the money is being divided up, because it's being divided by population and by the impact this crisis has had on certain areas. Those in favour say that they believe that more than 40 states are ready to sign up to it, whereas some, like the state of Washington, for example, their Attorney General has already said that this deal isn't good enough for them. This also isn't the end of the legal cases around the opioid crisis in the US. Two previous deals have been done with Purdue Pharma and with Mallinckrodt as well for $4.5 billion and $1.6 billion respectively. Those companies now working through bankruptcy cases which are involved in getting that money out. So there's still legal processes ongoing. There are also other companies outside of all the ones we've talked about who are still involved in legal cases over this, who haven't signed up to these agreements. There are also trials ongoing in California and New York on this matter. There's still a lot of legal wrangling to go on before this matter will be essentially closed.
Indeed, sounds like a very long way to go, but a substantial step. Stephen Carl, thanks a lot for that.